Now let's quickly take a look at the summary of the valid patterns of predicate logic inference that we've looked at. The first one was all A's are B's, X is an A, therefore X is a B, and I called that the direct pattern, or some logic books call it that. The examples: all men are mortals, Socrates is a man, Socrates is a mortal. And you understand, that's something intuitively you see is right. And when we depict that as in the diagrams, in the Venn diagrams, we see all A's are B's, so the circle of A's has to be completely within the circle of all the things that are B. And second premise says X is an A, so we have to put X in that circle with A's, which means it has to be inside the circle of B's. The indirect form of inference, which some people call it, all A's are B's, X is not an A, therefore, the second pattern of inference, the indirect inference: all A's are B's, X is not a B, therefore X is not an A. An example: all desserts are sweet, lima beans are not sweet, therefore lima beans are not a dessert. And we see the Venn diagram just to the right of that over here. That is, we see it says all A's are B's, the circle of A's are within the circle of B's, but we know that X has to be outside the circle of B's, so from that it's clear that you conclude that X is outside the circle of A's. Now the chain pattern of inference: all A's are B's, all B's are C's, therefore all A's are C's. Example: all dogs are mammals, all mammals are warm-blooded, therefore all dogs are warm-blooded. So all A's are B's, the circle of A's is within the circle of B's. All B's are C's, so we have to make C, the circle C, going around the circle B, and from that we can see that everything in the circle, it's A, has to be inside the circle of C. And our final inference with none, no A's or B's, X is an A, therefore we know that X is not a B. No Muslim's a Christian, Mohammed is a Muslim, therefore Mohammed is not a Christian. So no A's or B's, the circle of A's and the circle of B's do not overlap in any place. X Mohammed is a Muslim, is an A, so he goes in that circle, so he can't possibly be in the B circle. So these are four. They're not the only patterns of inference, but they're very common patterns of inference. When we see arguments of this form, we're going to know that they're good. When we see arguments and we want to reconstruct them, we're going to try to be fair or be as charitable as we can to the person who's giving the argument, so we're going to try to make it valid. We're going to try to use patterns like this if they're arguments that are governed by the predicate logic.